See if anybody comes. I don't know. Um, Not many people are live at the moment, and I decided to go live because nothing else kind of going on at the moment. Waiting on the naval jets. We're gonna go over our house for the Eagles game. Um, Eagles play at 1, so I have an hour and 15 to kill, and then I have an appointment at 2, so kind of a lot of stuff going on. So I'm just gonna see if anyone comes in. If not, then I'm just gonna kind of go. But it's kind of hard to talk to yourself by yourself. But um, just wait to see if anybody comes in and joins. If not, it's the way it is. I haven't been live like consistently by no means. And so when you don't go live consistently, you don't really get people who come in. Not me. I mean, that's just how kind of like the freaking algorithm works on YouTube. Hope everybody's having a happy Saturday. Um, I'm getting ready to go for like a massage on my neck. Hey, Nancy, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for the kind words about my daughter's play. I'm telling you, I was blown away by their performance. Their performance was unbelievable. I mean, and I'm not a Shakespeare fan by no means. Like, just my head doesn't go to Shakespeare. But and in the beginning, I'm like, it's Shakespeare, but it'll be good. It's my kid. Who cares? I just was absolutely blown away by the acting. That I went again yesterday. So I went Friday night. I went Saturday. And then like I had my parents there. I had my sister-in-law there. I had my niece there. I had friends there. I had, when you get in high school, you kind of like know everybody. It was really good, Nancy. And that's why, like, when I went the second time, I'm like, all right, I got to get part of the second half because I had no idea how good it was going to be. That's why I had it recorded and I loaded it up. So my daughter, who is got my 14-year-old daughter, who got home last night at closer to like 1 a.m. because they had a cast party at the Presbyterian church near here, and she was brought home by a senior, and the senior brought her home, and what a great experience. And I had such a great experience in something that I loved doing in high school, and that was cheerleading. And I always wanted to do theater. I always wanted to do theater, but with the demand of the cheerleading that I was on, it went from August to about April or May, depending on competitions and stuff. So there was no breather in between at all when it came to cheerleading. So I was unable to do anything else in high school because of cheerleading. Um, Cast parties are fun. Yeah, like Friday night, they went to Fridays around here, um, and they were out till like 11:30. So I had noticed that and I said to her, "It's not that you guys were bad. Hey, Happy, I had noticed they went, like I said, yeah, they went to Fridays. And then Saturday, when I went again, I wasn't intending on going. Like, my husband was going to go. And he's just like, why don't you go in my place? And he's like, I'm just, he stayed with my daughter. And I went for our other daughter. And then I took her to lunch as well as my parents to a place that's like right here that we absolutely, it's a local joint. I ain't the best in the world. It's not like necessarily my first choice, but it's like I can walk there. It's less than walking distance, and it's a bar. So, what more do you got to say, right? And all I wanted was a martini. All I wanted. I've been going through so much crap here in the house. It's just been insane. My husband had a COVID positive test. Now he's vaccinated, but he still kind of got hit with it. Now, my daughter isn't vaccinated because she's 11. So when we got the news that he, you know, was COVID positive, got the two kids tested. Hi, sweetie, how are you? Hope you're doing good. I know I haven't talked to you, like really, really talked to you in a couple days. I'm always talking to Fred Brum. Love that girl. Love that girl. So yeah, I just thought I'd kill some time. I'm just here to kill some time because, like I said, I don't know when these jets are going over, but I think it's before the game. I'm pretty sure it's before the game. And yeah, no, I don't. I live like over an hour away from the link. So Lincoln Financial Field. That's where the Eagles play. We call it the link. So I have been avoiding restaurants since COVID. What vax did he get? Is he? No, he's not. He's symptomatic. He had symptoms. Yeah, he had quite a bit of symptoms. He didn't get a high fever or anything like that. He just had coughing and just pressure in his sinuses and just not feeling well. My youngest was like seriously vomiting, and I have to admit, my kids don't really get sick often. Thank God, because I always am. So like it's like an adrenaline push when like my kids are sick. Like I have to push it through no matter what. Like I can sit in a hospital room and it's like once I get through that adrenaline rush with my kids being sick or whatever, like I come home and like I just literally collapse. And I'm just like, it's so hard being a mom with chronic pain and pain issues like this. When you can't freaking eat, it's even worse. It's so bad when you can't eat. And I can't eat. And I freaking hate it. And it does, it causes pain. And I've been having like really bad issues with the gastroparesis lately. As a matter of fact, I'll fill you all in. I haven't really told anybody. As a matter of fact, Red Rum, I haven't even told you. I have to get another surgery. I have to get another surgery. Haven't really talked about it. Haven't wanted to. It's like 2 days before Christmas. I don't know. I don't know. I have, honestly, I could give two shits about Thanksgiving. I could give a shit about Christmas, but I'm going to give a shit for my kids, but I don't care. I I'm at the point where I'm exhausted and I can't eat. And it's literally every inch of me to keep pushing forward. And come on, like guys, you all know, like most of us, majority of the people who are on here and are on here a lot are is because they have some kind of disease, chronic pain, disability, something that doesn't allow us to go out as often as we like or as often as we would want. And like I've been thinking really, really hard because I have been treated like shit by hospitals and hospital doctors. And I'm, you know what, Nancy? I'm not saying this to like look for sympathy. I like to explain what's going on. Not that I'm going to say that, yeah, I appreciate the empathy, truly, I do. But I don't like people feeling bad for me. I'm not that person. I'm like, don't feel sad for me. Never feel sad for me. I'm good. I have a great family. I have great kids. I've got great neighbors. I've got great friends. I've got a lot. I've got quite a bit in my life, and I'm quite busy as a disabled mom. Believe it or not, I'm very quite busy, but it's only so much I can handle. And as I moved forward with this, and it's been a learning curve. Like, you know what? Do you think in my 20s I expected this shit? None of us did. I don't think any of us expected to be disabled unless, like, you know, maybe we were disabled from a young age. Hi, Joy Lang. How are you, sweetie? I got to make you, I don't know if you're a mod. I can't tell because I'm in StreamYards, but I think you might be. I think I made you mod. Nancy deserves a mod, Reg, as well. So you guys have always here. Hey, Remy. Good to see you. So, yeah, I wanted to come live and just say hi. And I'm trying to think about for a lot of people who are on here who are disabled, like give them a voice because guess what? A lot of us who have to see doctors on a regular basis, like the doctors that I normally pick, who are my doctors, are really good doctors. But once you go into the hospital, you're at the mercy of people who know nothing about you but notes that either A, if someone did like you or didn't like you, or whether you decided to cause unholy hell because they're assholes at the hospital, assholes, not nurses. I'm going to say that beyond, not nurses, doctors. The doctors in hospitals can suck it big time. Like, I have, like, when I go into a hospital, I go in at like, I'm like, you're going to have to take me kicking and screaming. I'm not going. Like, I'm at the point now. and I have surgery on the 22nd of December. Um, Not my choice, but it has to be done because I'm not eating, not eating. And I can remember like back in the 90s when kids were like, not that I remember kids used to like wire their jaws shut so they could lose weight for like the prom. Like their parents used to do that. Like that was like an okay thing back then. I would live and eat and breathe on Slim Fast in high school, right? And because everybody had weight issues back then. Everybody. There wasn't a girl that I didn't know that didn't worry about their weight all the time. A lot of people I knew threw up. A lot of people didn't eat. Um, I knew quite a few friends that had eating disorders. I had a fucking eating disorder. Are you kidding me? Like, come on. We all did at some point, like at least where I grew up. But I always had issues with my weight. Like my weight has always been my enemy. I've always thought if I was thinner, life would be better. Right? Come on, you're pretty, you're thin, everything fits, and everything's right. No, I would take another 40 pounds if I could eat, for sure. I mean, it's been nice living in a smaller body for a while. I haven't been this small, I don't think, since like a freshman in high school. But it's it's crazy. Food is awesome. I really enjoy it and I miss it. And I still enjoy a alcoholic beverage. I'm probably sure that they're probably like, don't drink it. Yeah, my level of life, like enjoyment, is not very much. So if you're going to take my alcohol away from me, like, and I'm not a big alcohol drinker, you're going to take my alcohol away from me, I'm not going to be a happy camper. Like I enjoy having a drink or two, not like getting hammered, but I enjoy like a martini, a lemon drop martini, let's say, like maybe every now and then, but you can't no more than two in a night. Two, because that no, vodka is not my friend at times. It can make me an ugly person. It definitely can. As a matter of fact, I know some of you saw it before too, because I was drunk once on the internet, and I swear, never doing it again. Never, ever, 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 ever. And that's it, Nancy. I want to have a community. And I know, like, sometimes constantly talking about like sickness and lavender martini. Joy, what is that? That sounds good. What is that? Tell me what it is, because I want one. Maybe I'll go after my massage. Maybe I'll go out after my massage. But the play is over. I cannot believe the play is over. The play is over. Um, Musical starts Monday. I'm like, oh my God. Like we end one, we automatically go right into the next one. So they'll have tryouts. My daughter's a little bit more with musicals. She's not confident in her singing. She has good singing skills. She's not confident in her singing at all. And I'm like, just practice it. I'd get her voice lessons if she wanted it. I mean, I practice my singing still. I'm 46 years old, and I've always had an okay voice. Not a great, but I loved singing. I didn't care. I wanted to sing, and there's been times I made ass out of myself, and there's been times like people are like, where did that come from? And it's like, and it's just something I enjoy, but it's not something I can do all the time because I don't practice it every day. But now that Adele has come out with a new record, I'll be singing all day, every day, once nobody's in the house. Oh my God, delicious. I bought the lavender syrup on Amazon. Mmm. I can't make it today. Let's see if I can find a place that maybe serves lavender martinis. It just sounds so good. Right? Oh my God, Nancy, I love to sing. I love singing. And my daughter was in a musical in the seventh grade. She's in the musical in the seventh grade. Eighth grade, there was no play because of COVID. Um, she is now in ninth grade. She got into a play in the summertime, which was Steel Magnolias. I was in the hospital, couldn't go. So pissed. I was so angry. I wanted like, I love Steel Magnolias, and my daughter got to play like the sassy. I forget what her. It was Olympia Dukakis's character. But she's, oh my God, she was amazing from what everybody told me. And I was just so mad that I didn't see it. So now it was like my husband on the other side of this, where it's normally me that I'm missing everything and he's always going. And for the first time, it was like, me. I'm like, yay. I'm like, I get to go. But I felt bad, like all of us couldn't go. And even like all three of us have never gone to a play of hers together because, oh, and she started off in stage crew in the 6th grade. So that was in a different school. We had like an elementary, an intermediate, a middle, and a high school. Way too many schools to change. Just now, mind you, it's pretty much all the same kids. But just, yes, COVID sucks, Nancy. It does. It really freaking does. And it really, for the past few weeks, has done some pretty shitty things in my house. But everybody's on the upswing. Nobody's got a fever anymore. Nobody's vomiting anymore. Nobody's really, Alexa, okay, that's a little bit. Okay, ooh, okay, here we go. 2 ounces of gin or vodka. You know what? I never thought I would like a gin martini until I went to my friend's it was it was her 50th birthday, and it was the 1920s. I put some pictures up. I think I put up the video for a little bit. I'll even show it to you guys again. But it's on private, only because a lot of my friends and their children are in that, and especially young ones. I'm not a big fan of putting other kids in my videos. I'm not even a fan of putting my own kids in my videos. But when I'm a proud mama like this, and I want to show my kid, I'm going to damn well show it. But oh, what was the bee's knees? That was the name of the drink. The bee's knees. It was so good, and I knew it would be lethal. I knew it. Let me see. Let me pull this up. Yeah, it was the bee's knees, and they had these tiny little martini glasses, and I'm with my friend Jackie, and I'm like, so which one are you trying? Because there was like 2 or 3 drinks that were specialty that they had that was for the 1920s theme that they had. Midnight Martini is good. Oh, Joy, you're going to turn me right into an alcoholic, aren't you? You turn me right into an alcoholic. Because all that sounds, I love a good martini. Like I really do. Now, mind you, Molly Golightly, most people know she lives out in Hershey. And let me tell you, chocolate martinis are unbelievable, but extremely lethal. Extremely lethal. And when, COVID had just ended and we went out there, and I was just like, not even thinking, like, you're going to be fucking smashed. I was smashed. I'm like, I'm sorry. She's like, no. I'm like, that's not normally me at all. It just tasted really good. It did. It tasted so good. I like gin and tonics. I like a Tom Collins as well. Tom Collins is a really good. When my friend got married back in 2015, I was in her wedding. Mind you, I broke my back. I was in that was a very horrible year. I planned her bachelorette party. It was like going to all the wineries in New Jersey, like at least by the beach, like how going to wineries and staying at the beach. How terrible, awful, isn't it? Right? So I planned my friend the best bachelorette party I could possibly plan. And I picked out all these wineries and I broke my freaking back and I couldn't go. And I'm like, you know what? Do me a favor. Don't tell me about it. And they did. They called me from the bus. I'm like, but I got to go to the wedding, and that almost didn't happen. And I was able to walk down the aisle. Mind you, we had these beautiful blue dresses. Hi, Gemma. Hello, Mr. Raven's Nuts. Nice to see you, I think. I like the name. Oh, I know. Nancy, they're so good. Chocolate martinis. Oh. But I'm a huge lemon drop martini fan. Like, give me the lemon drops. You know what I'm going to do? Like, I don't know if any of you haven't seen it. I can show you the one part of The video that I put together, but see, I went Friday night, which I had said, went Friday night. It's going great, Mr. Ravens Nuts. How's it go with you? um, so I'm going to show like the one part, and once you see it, and I mean, like, it's a little bit more because now I can understand, what Grace is talking about, things like that. And I'm like, and I said, who is the guy who played Lord Capulet? And she's like, he's a freshman. No. She said, yeah. And so she's like, I'm like, his name's Keanu. I'm like, number one, his name's Keanu, and he's that. I'm like, oh my God, that kid's amazing. He's awesome. I'm like, he's awesome. And his voice, he could project his voice in this room. Now, mind you, it wasn't completely filled. They could only like fill it to a certain extent. And the matinee yesterday definitely was not sold out. Like Friday night was sold out, but it's only half capacity that you can do it anyway. And you had to buy your tickets beforehand. Always being positive, hippy dippy. Not going to be negative. Don't do the negativity. I don't like toxicness anymore. It's too much, especially when you're at home all the time and things like that. And my head is not my best friend sometimes, and things can like replay over and over in my head. So no, I choose not to be negative. There's no reason to be negative, and I enjoy good things. I like making people happy. And the fact of the matter is, let's face it, what sells the most? Drama and negativity and toxicness. And there's no reason. I'm keeping it out of the freaking house. Whether I have to sage the house or whatever it is, I'm keeping negativity out of the house. Out of the house. Because you know what? I got kids, I got a family, I got a husband, I got, life isn't easy, but I definitely don't have it the worst at all. There's way people who have it harder than me. And my life's hard. So that's why I choose not to get too upset. Like some people are like, oh, I'm like, no, 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 no. No, no, no. That's not me. I don't feel bad for me. I'm gonna, whatever it is, I'll conquer it. And if I don't, I don't. I used to be the type of person, Colonel Sanders, stunt double. You can't hide, Mr. Shannonite. It's very obvious you cannot hide. You always crack me up. Oh, by the way, thank you for the nice little thing that you left about the kids in the play. That was really great. But I am going to show the one part of it because it was like, this was high school. And I'm like, I put it up on my Facebook, and like my Facebook is completely private because I keep it for my friends from high school, friends from college, childhood friends, things like that. That's really what my Facebook is for. I actually not a biggest fan of Facebook. You crack me up, Mr. Shannonite. Spiced tea with a fireball is good. Oh, joy. We need chat. Like, yeah, these all sound really good. But yeah, I'm going to show a part of that very shortly. But I wanted to say, like, I'm thinking, I when I started this, it was a chronic pain blog, and then I'm like, man, that gets dull, boring, and tiring, and depressing. I don't want to do it. But things have, it's just weird, I can't be out like my friends are, and that's kind of frustrating, especially when your friends are older than you and you can't keep up with them at all. So I'm like the kind of person who I've easily been like, I don't need to be invited my feelings do get hurt if I'm not invited to a friend's party. Thank you, Gemma. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. But I'm going to play that. Let's not stop talking about that crap. But I'm definitely going to start talking and maybe having people up like Gemma, like you, maybe anything that you've experienced with doctors and hospitals and things that, that you've dealt with in your life, Joy, if you want, anyone who's dealing with, I want to talk to you. I want to have conversations with you. I want to see what your experiences are, because you know what? It's a very lonely, depressing life when you have chronic pain, but you know for a fact no one's going to understand. No one's going to understand. People judge you, especially if they don't want to believe you. Oh God, it's happened to me tons of times, tons and tons of times that people didn't believe me. I have no control over your brain, so it's made me more of a person. It's made me more of a person that wants to stick up for people who are going through what we're all going through. Let me tell you a story, and then I'll get to happier stuff. But I went to the hospital, to my normal hospital, right? They know what I suffer from. They have my diseases all listed, okay? I even at times forget some of the diseases I actually have. No lie. Except for like gastroparesis and ankylosing, which is literally nagging me all day, every day. But there are other things that I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, I have that too. Oh shit. Like you forget. Like I totally forget about lying. Yeah. And I'm not just talking, Gemma, about I'm not talking about YouTube at all. I'm talking about our personal experiences with doctors, especially for me, hospital doctors. Um, I have a great pain management doctor. I have an amazing, rheumatoid doctor. My primary is just like, look, I'll keep your primary stuff going. Just fill me in on what's going on, whatever. That's the kind of doctor actually right now I need, because I have to go to so many freaking doctors a year, like on a month. That I'm like, I don't want to. But yeah, I mean, by professionals, I've experienced that. Yeah, me too, Gemma. So when I went to the hospital, they are like, all right, well, we're not going to treat you. If you have pain, we're not treating you for your pain. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't even take narcotics on a regular basis. Like, I don't take narcotics at all. But you're going to put me into a setting where I can't take my medical marijuana and expect me to survive. Are you fucking stupid? Are you fucking stupid? Like, that is where I get. And that's where maybe my city girl comes out in me. And yes, I was born and raised in the city. So yeah, like I'll get pissed. I'll get really, really pissed. And that will make me go from 0 to 10 in less than a second. Less than a second. Because they have no idea how they're treating their people. And I mean, I'm literally about to start talking about certain hospitals and certain doctor groups that I've dealt with, and literally naming names on here. And now, do I have a big channel? No. Do I have a lot of people who watch me on a regular basis? No. But it's okay. It's no. Motherfucker. Sorry. God. Where are they? Son of a bitch. Where are they? No! God damn it. So I've been waiting for these fighter jets. They just went by. Mother. Oh my God. I'm so mad. I wanted to be outside to see it. I'm still hearing it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'm so mad. I didn't know. I thought it was going to be more like 12:30-ish, not 12:15. Oh, that makes me mad. I really wanted to see that. They went over Friday, and everybody was talking about it, like around here. Like, everybody hear that and see that? La, la. Now, mind you, I have an airport right here. So sometimes, we hear a lot of air traffic, but It's not a big airport, but that noise, no, that's fighter jets, and it lasts a really long time. Damn, I'm just mad I missed it. I knew it was for the Eagles game, hence why I'm wearing my Eagles shirt. Well, now I also want the Eagles to win. Sure, you can come and chat. Yeah, let's. I only have a couple. I don't have much time. I got, maybe like a good 40 minutes. That's about it. But yeah, come on up. Let's talk. We could talk about this. I think it's a great idea. Hey, Samara. No, Samara, I haven't seen Carla since Friday. I don't think at all. Like I haven't seen Carla. I really haven't seen anybody because I've been so busy with everything in my house. I really haven't gone live or been live except for putting up videos for my kids, from the play and things like that, Samar. But I haven't seen her. Sorry. I hope you're doing well. I'm so mad, though, because the fighter jets for the Eagles game just went by, and I wanted to see them, and they're not there. I know. I'm so stupid. But that had to be them. That was way too out for it to be just one single air jet. So, I mean, it's going to go fly right into Philly. So, here she is.
Hey, Ginger.
Hi, how are you, Gemma? How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I got through the week. The past couple of weeks have been really crappy for me. So, I'm
Oh dear, that's not good.
I've had COVID in the house. I've had to deal with 6 kids, emergency rooms, things like that. Hi, what do you need? Okay. My daughter's
Yeah.
going to grab her tablet.
Aw. So
Yeah.
you've had COVID in the house. That's not good. My actual dad's got COVID right now, so I can't see him. I was meant to have him around for dinner, and he rings me like hours before. He's like, "Oh, I've just been to the doctor's
Wait,
because I don't feel well," and I'm like,
hold on. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. Joy, Tawanda has it. Didn't Tawanda have it like earlier? This is her second time? Poor Tawanda. Oh my God, I love Tawanda. Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just want
"No worries,
to.
you're
No,
fine."
it affected my youngest daughter a lot more than I thought it would. And my husband, who's vaccinated, he had some symptoms, but it would have been way worse if he didn't have a shot for certain.
Yeah.
And you can get it. You could definitely get it twice, or whether it's the different variant that they're talking about, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
See, and the problem here in the United States is that they politicized COVID. That's the problem. So people who are trying to follow either one side or the other are just going to go with what their party says.
Yeah.
And I think it was the worst thing our country could have done to do that, because our country is the most divided country probably right now in the world, and it's it, it's it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch a
Yeah.
country go through this and all this crap, and then you wonder why. Like, there's things that happen with our media, and I don't understand. I wish I knew exactly what the hell was going on in the world, but there's like weird shit that's never happened before, more than just the pandemic. It just seems.
Of course, there's more things that are going on that people don't know about, and this is just the main thing that's being played out for everybody. And it's a way to make people fearful and to make people think, oh, well, we have to do this because of this. And it's
Or we're
like,
going to get
oh no,
bullied, or they're going to
yeah,
run us off. We're not going to have any jobs, and everybody be But that's how it is these days anymore.
yeah, it's all for fear. It's all fearful tactics to make people worried. It's ridiculous.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
And
I'm still going
I mean,
out.
legitimately, our country, like it's everywhere. And like, if you don't agree with the majority that's out there, you get shit on, and then you're going to get paint with a big stroke brush, and to be told you're this person, you're this person, you're this person, if you don't agree with everything we say.
Yeah,
I don't agree with everything my mother says. So how am I supposed to agree with a group of people?
exactly. This is the thing.
I have my own head to think, and I don't need anybody to make decisions for me. You know what I mean?
Exactly. This is the thing that you said earlier about people with disabilities and conditions that get overspoken and tend to get judged. And it annoys me because it's like you guys who aren't disabled or don't have a condition, you don't have the right to boss us around or tell us what to do or how to live our life, because you don't know how it affects us every day. You have no experience of what it's like for me or Ginger to live with our
Or
conditions
anybody who
every
has
day.
disabilities that nobody really understands. And like nobody understands my gastroparesis. Like that's probably
No.
like the weirdest one. And so, here I go to my daughter's, play yesterday. But I haven't seen most of these people in over 2 years because of COVID.
Yeah.
And I look completely like my face looks the same, but my body is not the same. Like I was a bigger person. So it's weird because a lot of people won't recognize me because you have a mask on like this.
Yeah.
And so it's everyone's like, who's I'm like, it's me. Like, oh. I'm like,
This
yeah,
is
I
the
know.
thing. I get a lot of hassle about not wearing a mask because I can't do it because of my autism and my sensory issues.
I
And I've
understand
explained
that.
this to so many people, and they're like, well, "You should just force yourself to do it. You should want to protect people." And I'm like,
What about me?
I get my food delivered to my house, so I don't touch anyone. I'm not near anyone. I don't like big groups of people, so therefore I'm not at risk of harming anyone. And two, why would I want to go into a supermarket that's loud, crowded, noisy, and has people panicking? I'd rather not. I'm not going to put myself in sensory hell for nothing. It's pointless.
Hmm. Completely agree. I
And
completely
people
agree.
are like, well, you should still wear a mask. No, sorry, can't. I'm medically exempt. I have been for the whole time. I tried wearing a mask for the first two lockdowns we had here, and I had
Even if
three panic attacks.
there is no such thing here as a medical thing that you cannot wear a mask. If you do not wear it, you cannot go places. It's just the way it is
Yeah,
in my
they.
state. Now, number
Yeah, for
one,
here we have what we call medical exemption. So you have to have proof that you are medically exempt. So for me, I had to go down to my doctor's surgery and I had to get a statement from my doctor and from my social worker to prove that I can't wear one. And
that's
then
BS.
the UK government then came out about 6 months ago with a lanyard that says I'm medically exempt from wearing a face covering. So that exempts me from wearing one.
Yeah, no, we're not allowed to do that because if
That's
you're not
ridiculous. You should
vaccinated,
be able to do that same as what we are. That's
if
ridiculous.
if you are not vaccinated, and like not even that, even if you're vaccinated, they're making you wear masks because you can catch it. Obviously,
Yeah.
it came into my house, and it's just been a mess. And yeah, you're worried about everybody else as well. And like I kind of kept it for the most part like to myself for a while
Yeah.
because I didn't want to scare others. Anybody that I thought we came into contact with that needed to know, I told,
Yeah.
you know, and everybody was fine. Everybody was fine. I haven't found it except for the two people in my house who came down with it. My daughter's complete, my oldest is fully vaccinated, came back with a negative COVID test. So she's good. We're good with her. But my poor youngest, she wound up coming down with it. And it kind of was a slow decrease. And when she
Yeah.
hit rock bottom, I was like, maybe that was Friday morning. And then we ended up
Ouch.
in the emergency room. And I literally took her over at 5:30 in the morning because I'm like, we go.
Oh.
Yep. I'm like, we go right now. We're not waiting later. Nope. So we went over, and a poor kid was just so sick when I took her over, and she's just vomiting and vomiting, and she's just, and they're like, they're like, I'm like, she's got COVID. I'm like, I believe she's got COVID, and so they tested her. They're like, yep, you're accurate. I said, well, she's been home ever since she had a negative test, so we have not put it out in the community whatsoever, and I haven't really left the house except for picking up my youngest, and I was like doubly masked for 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
everybody lived in a separate room for 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
finally, today is the first day that we can all kind of go into a same room together because the symptoms
Aw.
are now down. And my especially my oldest, she likes to hang and hug, and she likes to be around people. So it was hard for all of us. It was really, really hard. It was really hard. But I had to do my best to protect my oldest and protect the play to make sure everybody was okay. That was my
Yeah.
biggest concern, you know. And
Yeah.
and my youngest, my husband, he was able to take care of himself. He was fine. So, but it was my youngest who couldn't. Definitely not at all. And my oldest is fine. She's completely fine. And we're actually done quarantine. So it's been a long 2+ weeks. It's been,
Yeah, I'm
you
sure
know,
it has been hard for you. Yeah.
but you know, it is what it is. And you can only, my husband, he thinks he understands COVID. I'm like, he's like, why? I feel it. Like he was really good for 2 days. He's like, I'm not feeling good today. I'm like, that's how it goes. And he's like, that's not right. Like, yeah, it is. Speaking of, hold on one second.
No worries.
Yes, dear. Thank you very much. Oh, my husband. I'm like, can you prepare a sinus rinse for me? Because my sinuses are fine. It's just like sometimes they need to be rinsed through. Actually, I used to hate it, but for me now, rinsing the sinuses is a really good thing. So it always helps me out. And then I'm going, to
Yeah.
massage for my ankylosing for today because my back is like stiff like cement. So it's
That's not good.
no, but it's part of my life. I have, I live with it. You know what I mean? I live with
Yeah,
it.
exactly. This is the thing that people like you are inspirational because
Hi,
you
Samara.
you you help a lot of
Hi,
people
Doreen. Sorry.
who look up to you, and I certainly look up to you a lot for information and advice and things like that. And I think the more you are open and you talk about things, then the better people are to ask questions and find out. So
I mean, there's hospitals, there's doctors, there's doctor groups. I just like want to freaking expose them all to everything they put me through. Like, and I'm a small channel, so it ain't gonna get that far. It's not gonna get big, but which is fine because I don't really need like somebody coming after me lawfully at the moment because I'm on disability. Let's be honest. I don't make money. I don't make a lot of money at all.
no,
No. And I used to work. I worked in radio. I was in radio for the longest time, and
oh wow,
I never expect my life to go this way. It kind of happened in my 30s, not in my 20. Well, 28. I wound up getting a gluten allergy. That was my first. Oh shit! I have something.
yeah,
Before then, no, I didn't have any issue. Like I had issues growing up, but it wasn't anything that was lifelong, diagnosed like a disease or anything like that. I didn't have anything like that. So no,
yeah,
this took me by surprise. I'm a very active person. I used to work out at the gym all the time.
yeah.
I was very active. And now I'm not. And I don't like it. I don't because you know what? And when you're not and you're kind of constantly at home sometimes, this is not your best friend right here. This is definitely not my best friend.
No, no,
Mm-mm.
not at all.
No, because this dumbass shit constantly goes through. Do I have a mod in here? No, I don't.
There's just
Oh,
a lady in here who's trying to be nasty to me, but I'm not paying it no attention, so it's why I'm
who
not.
is? I'm sorry. Hold on.
Uh, this lady called
Please tell me because I missed it.
double chin on it, saying apparently I support someone who's bad, and she's questioning me in the
You
chat,
know
saying
what,
something.
babe? You know what, sweetheart? Go suck it and get out of my chat, please. I'd really appreciate that. No one needs your bullshit in my chat. Okay?
Yeah, that's why
I'm
I
not
haven't. That's why I've not
tolerated.
mentioned it. And then Samara's just brought it up.
Hold on. I got it. Don't worry. Sorry. You know what, Samara? I need to give you a wrench. So wait a minute. You know what's really funny? Somebody already hit it, I think, because I don't say it on my yeah, somebody did it. But no, hold on. Let's see if I can do this. And add as a moderator. There you go. Add as a moderator. There you go. Add as a moderator. There you go. You're a mod in my chat though, right?
I don't think so. I don't think I was.
I thought you were. Add as a moderator. There you go. So if anybody ever
Thank
says
you.
anything to you, lock them. You have my
Yeah, so
permission.
I don't want to react to them because by the end of the day, it's like I get nothing on my channel, and I'm not gonna make it
People
negative
no
on
matter
here.
what, no matter who you are on this avenue, you have to be open to criticism, like, and not take everything seriously, because there are people here that are just really happy making people feel like shit all the time,
Yeah, I know.
regardless for what they do. Like, and that's just disgusting in my book. And I want no parts of that. Like, that's the toxicness I wanted to get away from on YouTube. And guess what? I got away from it. I want no parts of it. You
No, I
know,
don't
and
either.
there are a lot of people who I do know that do like drama. I'm still friends with them. I'm not gonna, but
Yeah,
there,
exactly
I
that.
just don't want to be involved. I don't hate watch. I can't be like, what's this person going to say about me? No, I don't give a shit what you say
No,
about
exactly. So we're focusing on the positive stuff, and like I said, I'm trying to help people understand like my autism and how I see things and
me.
how I
Hmm.
experience things. So that's my core focus.
And we've spoke about this before, that I have nephews in my family who are on the spectrum, and I have one who's extreme, and I have
Yeah,
one who is not, and he's in college. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So, and but he also has social issues, and he's just a wonderful kid. He's just a good kid, and he just does his work, and he wants to do well, and he does really good. He does really good as far as I'm aware. So, um, and I know, I see what my sister and my nephew have to go through in order
yeah.
to, because he's nonverbal at all, and
Yeah, it's
it's
difficult
hard.
because you have to learn to adapt to people and you have to learn how to best support them. And especially being nonverbal, it's harder because they aren't able to communicate for themselves. You have to think about sign language, you have to think about text to speech, or you have to think about putting words onto an iPad and then pick the words to say to you. And it's hard because sometimes you don't know how to help them, and it takes time and communication, and it's not easy. Autism is not an easy thing to deal with. And people say, "Oh, well, it's an easy thing to deal with." No, it's not. Autism is hard because it's a spectrum. You've got people who are very verbal, like myself, who can be very independent. You've
Mhm.
got people who are non-verbal and who will rely on carers or live with the parents the rest of their life. So it's different. It's depends
Hold
where
on
you're on
one
the
second.
spectrum.
I have my husband calling me again. Yes, two, two. Yeah, I thought it was one, but it's two. Okay, all right. Bye. Like, don't you have to be somewhere at one? I'm like, two. He's like, oh,
Oh, that's,
oh yeah, my
at least he's checking on you. That's
he's
good.
always checking on me. Yeah, we have a
That's
good.
nice.
We have a great family. I'm very happy. I'm very lucky that way. Like, there's so much I'm blessed with, that I'm very grateful for. But it's sometimes I know I feel not good enough, not adequate enough, thinking that my kids will, could have a better mom who doesn't have issues, who doesn't have problems, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't always get what you want, which is true.
No.
It's it's made me a more tolerant person. It's made me, it's just all around, it's made me just, I think, a stronger person. It does. You have no choice, really.
No.
Especially, if you've got nothing to worry about in your life when it comes to illness, or your kids' illnesses, or if your kids aren't sick and you don't know anything what it's like to have that kind of stuff in your family.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people I know who don't, and there's a lot of people who just don't believe me. So,
It's like, for instance, when my grandmother died, she's been gone 3 years next month, and my uncle, my cousin, decided to tell me the day of the funeral that they gave me certain rules, which was not to cry and not to get overstimulated, whatever they told me
oh,
to do.
what?
They told me to keep myself calm, and I'm like, I have autism, I have anxiety disorder. I'm in pain. My grandmother's gone, who was a big part of my life, who helped raise me. And you're telling me not to cry, not to show that I'm upset, to
Mhm.
basically keep myself quiet. And for the whole day, I had to try and sit there and keep myself together because my uncle, my cousin were like, if you dare show any form of emotion, it was like being told I wasn't allowed to. So it's kind of for my whole
That's
grandmother's funeral, I
that's
had
the
to kind
most
of not do it.
insane. How could you tell somebody not to cry. That's not something you're necessarily in control of
No.
majority of the time. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I'm I'm one of those people who don't like to show emotion, especially tears, for whatever reason. It's just me. And
Yeah, I understand that.
so when my daughter is up there, I'm doing my best to keep my tears in because I can feel them like just I'm like, no, 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 keep them in. No cry, no cry.
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
I'm like that all the time. I'm like, no, 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 this is not starting. This is ridiculous. Why am I crying? Because you get very proud of your kids. You get very proud of the work that they did. That for me, that's what it was. And that's very emotional. I never thought something like that would be emotional. But yeah, it's emotional.
It
But
is. It's like people always say to me, "Oh, people with autism appear like they don't care," and I'm like, "Well, actually, that's not the truth." Like,
that is not true at all.
I'm very, very deep with my emotions. I'm very, as people can like gingerous in me, upset. I've cried on several of my own live streams, and I feel emotion more deeply than others. To the fact that I lose control of all my senses to the point that I literally can't control myself. And people are, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" And I'm like, what do you mean what's wrong with me? And they're like, oh, well, you're crying and you're stressing. And I'm like, this is me when I'm in a bad time. Like, I want to be real with you. Like, I don't want to have to just hide the bad parts of me because you don't like it. You either accept the whole of
That's
me or you
crazy.
don't.
You have, especially something like a funeral. You have no control over that crap at all.
No. And so
At
that's
all.
why I had to kind of hold it back until when the funeral director showed up with my grandmother's hearse and her coffin in there, and I got to the point where I went outside to greet my family and I just lost it. I went to my other uncle who I'm quite close to, and I was just like, I can't do this. He goes, what do you mean? I said, I've been told not to cry. He went, who by? And I told it. I like went like this to my other uncle who's talking to my dad behind me at the time. My uncle's like, does he want a death wish, Gemma? I'm like, leave it. I'm like, don't say anything, just leave it alone. I don't want to cause trouble, not today.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, he's picked the wrong fight. He goes, if he comes near me, there's gonna be action. I'm like, just leave it alone. I don't want trouble, not now. And then the next day, I find out that my uncle and him had a big scrap because my uncle defended me. He was like, that's completely unacceptable, Gemma, what he did to you. He goes, I'm not going to
I
stand for
completely
it.
agree. I
And
completely
my uncle
agree.
went mental. I was like, uh oh.
And I'm glad. I'm glad he said something, Gemma. That's wrong. That's so wrong.
And then people say
Absolutely.
to me, oh, well, you didn't quote Grandma's funeral. I was like, because I was told not to. I was told to keep my mouth shut because I was seen as an embarrassment.
That's a, oh my God. I'm
And
so
that's why
sorry.
I couldn't cry until like hours later. I got home back here with my sister and I just burst into tears. She said, what's wrong? And I was like, my grandmother's dead. She's been gone nearly 3 years now. And I've been told twice not to cry about it. My sister's like, who said that? And I told her, my sister's like, if he comes anywhere near my property again, shouldn't I'm going to give him what for? Shouldn't I don't want nothing more to do with him? And then my
Hmm.
sister won't speak to him. So he's lost both me and my sister in the space of a year. So
Well, good for, well, that's his own, that's on his own. Let him. You don't need
yeah,
people like that. You really don't. Life is
no,
hard
which is why
enough.
I've not spoken to him. And people go to me, oh, you're cold and you don't care. And I'm like, I have one less relative to deal with because they judge me on the basis that I was going to get upset when I'm in the right to be upset. My grandmother's gone. Like,
Oh, Grandma, I'd be cursing them out so bad.
it's like I have every right to be upset. My grandma's been gone 3 years, and I've literally only just cried about it not that long ago. And I'm like, I shouldn't have had to hold it back that long, but I did because I didn't want people to go, "Oh, she's freaking out." Well, had 2 years of this crap, so
You know what, sweetie? I get it. I mean, I feel like a lot of times I ruin stuff as well because even if my back can't work or I can't be a part of it, like as for instance, like I was in my friend's wedding. I'm in my friend's wedding. I just have, and I have to wear these ballet slippers
yeah.
because I could not wear the shoes that she had picked out for the bridal party because my back was
Oh, I
so
had that
bad.
at my mum's wedding.
So here's everybody like walking down looking so pretty, and here I am. Now I hadn't moved in a while, so I was like kind of bigger than I wanted to be for the wedding, and I had these white slip-on like things on my feet, Every time I see the pictures of me with those slippers on, I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry, Jill. But in like pictures that Jill has, it's
Yeah.
you don't see those. Only when I was walking down the aisle could you see what I had on my feet.
Yeah, this is another thing. Like weddings, people don't understand how much weddings can stress you out. For like, I know my own perspective. My mum's wedding a couple of years ago, and the stress of, like you say, about the shoes and the outfit, and it's
The
all picked
flowers
for
and
you,
the
and
cake.
the amount of meltdowns I had trying to even try a dress on just to be conform with my mum and whatever else, and I'm like, it's so scratchy, and I'd sit there, I'd be like, get this off, and I'm sitting there burning. I'm like, I don't like this. And people are like, just deal, Gemma. I'm just like, you have no idea. I want to rip this outfit off right now. My skin is scratchy. I feel like I'm losing my senses and meltdowns and whatever else.
Mhm.
And then they're like, oh, well, at least you'll be okay for the day to wear it. And I'm just like, you have no idea how much pressure this is going to put on me. And I'm thinking, the whole day I had to go, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. I had to tell myself that I'll be fine. And by the end of the night, I took it off so quickly. I was just like, pajamas on, phew, and I was just like, okay, I'm good now. And by the time I got the outfit off, my skin felt like I was on pin needles. I was just like, yeah, I'm
Mm.
not ever doing this again.
Oh,
It's
I
just
know.
horrendous.
Now, I like weddings. Like I like being in weddings. I like going to weddings. I like participating in weddings. I like everything about weddings. But it's a lot. It's a lot of money too. Even just to be a bridesmaid, it's a lot of
Oh
money.
God, yeah.
I have been a
Especially when you're
bride.
buying food and stuff.
I think I've been a bridesmaid 14 times. 14. And in my 40s. Really? I'm like, I'm still a bridesmaid in my 40s.
That
So
that's amazing. I'm in my mid-30s now.
both my best friends, like my one friend divorced her husband and wound up remarrying, and that's whose wedding I was in back in 2015. And my friend
Yeah.
was going to get married last May. Well, she wound up breaking that off around Christmas. Thank God. And she broke that off around Christmas. But we're all at $100 for our dress, number one, and motherfuckers.
Whoa, ouch. That's a
Hmm.
lot of money. I would not pay that.
Well, when it comes to your friends and stuff, they did it for you, you do it for them. But I didn't expect my friends to have two big, like they were going to have, Jill had two big weddings because her husband that she got married to, it was his first wedding. So for them, that was, the big wedding. And it was a lot of fun. And it was up in like the mountain area. And it was just really just a good time, but it was very far, very, very far.
Yeah.
It was far for us. So it's just my ear pieces keep falling out. Every time I talk, they fall out of my ears. It's so weird.
You're
Yeah.
fine.
So I wanted to like. There's so much more I want to do when it comes to my channel, when it comes to people who are dealing with chronic issues and stuff like that. And I put it on the back burner for a long time. But the fact of the matter is, my life is a chronic pain story. So even when I'm like talking to you normally in the
Yeah.
hospital, like that's kind of like a part of my life, and I don't even think twice about it sometimes. Like sometimes I like to share with you all like what I'm freaking hearing and how crazy it can get. And I've been in there like, oh my God, and it's like nighttime. I don't know what it is about nighttime and older people who had dementia or people who have mental issues and they just start screaming. And you're just like, oh
Yeah.
my God. And then you're awake and you're hearing it. And it's very problematic. Like it's not a comfortable feeling when you hear people
No,
yelling at
it's,
you.
it's it's good that you mentioned about like dementia and stuff, because a lot of people again don't really understand that side of the illness either, because my grandfather has dementia. He's in a care home now over here, and he's 93 years old. He's a former veteran from World War II, and
Wow.
I didn't realise that his dementia got so bad recently until I went to see him, because we've only just been able to visit care homes again recently here. So I went to see him about 2 and a bit weeks ago, and I didn't realize when we got there he was asleep, and it's in about middle of the afternoon. So we warned the carrier, said, we're on our way. Can you wake him up? So we got there, and he was the carers were talking to him, trying to wake him up, and he let out this long, high pitched scream. I've never heard nothing like it, and I literally had to stand there, and I was like, "What?" the
And
hell was
it's
that?
unsettling. It's very like kind of scary almost.
Yeah, it was like being
You
in a
don't
horror
know.
movie. It was like this long pitched scream. I'm like,
They just
what
don't
is that?
know. Yeah, they just don't understand. Like,
It
and
was horrendous. And I said to him, I said, does he do this all the time? And he's like, they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, what? I'm like, why is he doing this? Why is he screaming? Like, he sounds like he's in pain. And like, we don't know. We've tried talking to him, we've tried giving him pain meds and everything else. And I'm like, he shouldn't be screaming this long on his own. I said, what the hell's wrong with him? And they're like, well, he just is
it's
part of
got
dementia.
dementia.
He's going to lose his memory. He's going to start forgetting things. And I sat there with him talking, holding his hand and everything else. And the carers are like, you won't even remember who you are in half an hour. He goes, he'll be talking to you now, like everything's fine. And then in half an hour, you'll ask him, oh, what game did we just play? And then like half an hour later, I asked him the question, so, oh, did you enjoy the game of dominoes we just had? He looked at me, goes, what, huh? I'm like, we played dominoes half an hour ago. Like, we're sitting here having a drink. And he goes, did we play dominoes? And I'm like, look, they're on the table. Like, you won. Like, here's mine, here's yours. And I had to literally show him that we played a game. And he had no idea that we'd done it. He was like, oh, I did that. Yeah. And he literally just completely forgot. He didn't know that he'd done it at all. I was just like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very difficult when you
It
don't
is.
know what to do or how to cope with it, because I'm still
Or yeah,
adjusting about it now.
because especially when people get up, like they don't even remember like why they are where they are, why they're there, that they can't walk, or some of them try to get up and walk even though they can't because they don't remember that
No,
they
my
can't.
granddad's like that. He'll try and get up from his chair,
So but yeah, it's
and
scary as
he's like, all of a sudden
hell.
he'll be like, oh, he goes, why am I so clumsy? And I was like, it's all right, we'll get you sat back down into your chair and everything. And he's like, I want to try and walk, and he'll walk about 3 or 4 steps and he'll start wobbling. I'm like, I'm on my own with him down the hallway in the care home. There's no carers anywhere, and I'm like, if he falls, I'm screwed. And he's a
Mm.
big, heavy man, and I'm like,
Oh yeah,
there's no way
oh
I've got any
yeah,
chance.
oh yeah.
So I don't tend to really go out in the corridors with him unless I have him on his wheelchair or if he's on his scooter, and I'm like, I'm not risking hurt myself. So
No, not at all.
it's just we need more education. That's the problem, and people don't understand what
Hmm.
disabilities can do to people. And I think the more we are open talking about these kind of things, the more hopefully people will educate themselves and they'll take the time to go and research things, which is what I ask people to do usually. So at least they have some kind of acknowledgement about it.
Hmm.
Which is
Hmm.
what I did when I first found out about you, Ginger Locks, and I went and researched it, and I went onto websites, and I was just like, oh, so that's why she has pain, and this is how it affects her. And I went and dug and researched it, so I
Aw.
know
Thank
when you
you.
talk
You didn't
about,
have
I'm
to
just
do
like,
that. I mean, my God. A lot of people
I like
wouldn't
to
do
be
that.
educated on things like that because one, it interests me, and two, it's just the common courtesy. Like, if I know when you go live and you're talking about your situation, like when you've been in hospital, I'm like, oh, I can ask her how she's feeling because does she have this, and then I can go, oh, well, at least I researched it to give.
Aw, thank
So just
you.
it's just
Well,
a way of
I
helping.
I had forgotten, like yesterday, I didn't eat much, but for whatever reason, food is just really not going down well lately. So I'm like, wait a minute. And it's called Gaviscon. It says it in maximum like strength and acid, but what it actually does for me is like because when I eat and it goes down, it's got no place to go sometimes because
Yeah.
there now part of my surgery that I have to get in December is they have to expand my pylorus, and that's the reason why they have to do that is because it tends to shut, so no food goes down.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like say for instance, like my kids, were my daughter was involved. So if I knew I was going out in a public area of some kind, I
Yeah.
won't I won't eat. I won't eat for hours and hours because I know how much I will, especially during like something like a play where I'm not going because it's like almost like a post-nasal drip. It's not like you can tell that it's coming from your stomach, but it feels like a
Yeah.
post-nasal drip that you kind of have to keep clearing your throat. But sometimes I can only take 5 mLs of this, milliliters of that a day. I can only take it 3 times a day for when I need it.
Yeah.
And it helped me. Like last night, I thought I totally was going to get sick and threw up, but I took that right before I went to bed, and I didn't get sick. I was just like,
Yeah.
did not get sick. I was really happy about that, really, because I really thought I was going to get sick yesterday. And I was I took my daughter after her play, and my parents, we all went out to eat, and my husband, unfortunately, and my child couldn't go because they're at home.
Yeah.
But they, we went out and got something to eat, and it bothered me all day, just 2 mozzarella sticks, all day,
Yeah.
all day. And everyone's like, "How do you get by?" I'm like, how am I existing? Psh, hell if I know. Hell if I know. I have no idea how, I'm not completely a bone. I don't know how,
It's
there's,
just, I guess you learn coping strategies and you learn what helps you and what doesn't. I think each person is different. I learn things that I know help me to function better, and I know things that will not help me. So I know, okay, Gemma, don't go and put yourself in a loud crowd situation because you know you're going to end up having a meltdown. But if I go to a less crowded environment, or I stay in it for less time, I know I'm not going to have as bad reaction. So it's about adjusting what works and what doesn't.
have you ever been to a concert?
Yeah, so I go to concerts, but yeah, and again, that's usually pre-planned. I usually will have someone with me, or
See,
I will.
I'm the same, but see, I'm because of my conditions and my stuff. I got to make sure that, and I don't have autism, but I have to get all of that as well, because I don't feel comfortable going to a long day thing, because I am totally afraid of how I'm going to feel. Hello,
Yeah.
Nick Dak. I love her.
Hello, Neil and Nick. That just saw you come in the chat. This is the thing that people don't understand, like how we have to pre-plan things. Like for me, I have to pre-plan it to the point where I know where I'm going, how I'm getting there, how I get back, how long I need to be there, and it's basically just strategies to cope. So when I go and see my Elvis tribute friend, I'm like, okay, so he's at this pub from this time to this time. How am I going to get there? So if I need a taxi, or if my dad's going to take me, I need to know to make sure I have my phone fully charged. I need to make sure I have money. And people are like, why are you so organized? And I'm like, I have to be.
You have to be. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Hippy Dippy. How are you?
Optimistic, you?
Trying to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to
Hey,
be.
Lisa.
I know, Loopy
Hello.
Lisa, Loopy and Knick Knack and Loopy. Love them both so much. So how are you today, Hippy Dippy?
I woke up at 11:30 in the. Oh, I woke up at 11:10 this morning.
Now, if you don't mind, you're in the States?
I live in Massachusetts.
Okay. Don't give me any more than that, because I don't want anybody bothering you. So, okay. I'm in New Jersey, so we're not too
Oh wow,
close.
you live really close to me.
Yeah, we're not too far. Yeah. Um, but yeah, no, we're just trying to be positive, optimistic. Do you deal with some kind of like disabled situation?
I'm physically disabled
Oh, I'm sorry.
because I hit my head on the heater when I was 4, and
Ouch.
Oh
I
my
was
God.
bleeding inside my head. Because
Wow.
of that, they had to do head surgery, but my pelvis is tilted, so it's like
Oh,
my right leg is shorter than my left leg because of my pelvis.
oh, sorry. God,
Nah,
that's not fun. That sucks. I'm so sorry that you have to go through that.
no, it's not painful. It's just
But
tilted.
yeah, but
But
still, I mean,
however, I do trip over my feet a lot because of it.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
have a I have a friend, and if she doesn't literally think left, right, she will fall.
Oh
She will fall.
wow.
Yeah. And I never knew that. Like, and she's been a friend of mine for like years and years, and I just found that out like a couple of years ago. I'm like, why didn't I ever know? Because there are just some people out there who don't want to talk about their situations at all. And for me, like, it's better, like, for me to get stuff off my chest and not just constantly say it to the people who are always hearing it in my house. Like, and I created this channel because it was a chronic pain blog, you know, and
My situation was a little bit different because when I hit my head on the heater, I didn't go to the hospital until 3 hours later.
oh God.
Because my dad refused to take me to the hospital. I had to wait until my mom got out of work, and then when she came home from work, she called the hospital and she said, "Screw it, we're going," because my eyes were on the back of my head.
Oh my
When I
God.
went to the doctors, they thought I was on drugs, which is not a thing. I hit my head on the heater. I was bleeding
Right.
inside my head.
You were 4 years old, didn't you say?
Yeah, I was, well, technically turning 4. I had my 4th birthday in the hospital, but
All right, so
when
they thought you were on drugs?
yeah, they thought I was on drugs. My mom told me that they had a pastor come in to like make her say, like, "What the heck are you talking about?"
Mm.
But they did a CAT scan on my head, and they saw there was bleeding inside there, so they had to do emergency surgery immediately because I died on the operating table at least once. And
Wow.
then the thing that my mom told me that really stood out to me is the fact that when they did the surgery, they never washed their hands or wore gloves. They just needed to do it as fast as possible because of the fact that even though they were
I've never
doing head
heard of that.
surgery and they did wash their hands, I was bleeding inside my head for at least three to 4 or 5 or 6 hours before then.
You are
So
so lucky to even be alive, honestly. I mean,
exactly.
oh
That's
my
why. That's why I always had that positive mindset. So I
yeah,
could be worse.
you gotta look at the thing. You gotta look at the silver lining that life hands you. Absolutely.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. And I'm the same way, or you'd be in a complete mess for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Yeah. I
I.
can't
All
say.
right. Yeah. Sorry to say, change the subject, but you're wearing a football jersey. What
I
team
am.
is it? Eagles.
I am an
All
Eagles
right.
fan. I'm from Philly. Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm a
Well,
Philly
you'll get along
girl.
with my mom. She's also, even though she's a Patriots fan, she loves the Eagles. So
How? How is that even a thing when we beat Tom Brady? How's that
I don't
even?
know. I don't know. She likes the Eagles. I don't know
You
why.
don't
She just
understand. For me, that was the most amazing night of my.
what
I was in the hospital.
being Tom Brady.
I never thought it would happen. I never thought it would happen. You know, and then at the ending, I was. This is how much I
I
love
was happy
football.
too that you lost. To be honest with you,
Oh my god, I
because
was.
I'm not a Patriots fan.
I'm not a Tom Brady fan, but it's only because he's so good that I can't stand him, and he's not on my team. That's the truth because I couldn't stand Terrell Owens when he was on Texas, and then when Terrell Owens came to the Eagles, I'm like, okay, go Terrell.
Kurt Owens was part of the 49ers, I believe. Are you a hockey
Yeah,
fan though?
used to be, not as much these days. I
Okay,
used to go to
because
Flyers games and stuff because I used to work in
the
radio.
Flyers. I love the Flyers.
The Broad Street Bullies is what they used to call them.
Yeah, the Flyers played tonight against the Bruins.
Oh, yeah, I haven't been really into hockey. Like I haven't been following hockey. My husband used to really follow hockey, but because he's a Michigander. I think that's what they call them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Michigan, and so he's a huge Red Wings fan.
Oh,
But
Red Wings. I feel bad for
he,
that organization.
oh, I know it's like they don't even talk about it. Lately, there's like sorry.
The last time the Red Wings won the Stanley Cup was in 2008. So,
I remember, and I believe that was against the Flyers. I think there was a part. There was
no,
once because I was in
the
radio.
Flyers
That was
lost to the Flyers. The Flyers lost to who did the Flyers lose to?
we were extremely close. We've won the Stanley Cup, but it was like in the 70s. I don't think we've won it since then.
Oh yeah,
But
it was the Flyers. Okay.
yeah, and then we were doing really good around 2002, and that's when I was like I had a box seats because of my radio station. So I'd have to take people and my clients to games where I get to eat and drink for free. It was like,
Oh, that is so bogus. I
Yeah.
have to pay stuff, and here you are paying for free, eating for free. That's
and here
bogus.
I am having shots of
Hot dogs
Bailey's.
are like $5 a pop just to eat game sports event.
They
Jeez.
would come around with this like dessert cart, and there was it's a chocolate shot glass, and they fill it with Bailey's, and then you drink the Bailey's and you eat the shot glass. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Here I am in the nosebleed section, and here you are in the box
Not
seats, and that's
anymore.
bogus.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Not
That's
anymore.
bogus. No, I'm just
But
joking.
that was my job, and I got paid for
Um,
doing it as well.
my highlight of hockey is the Boston Bruins alumni game. Remember those?
Oh, is that the ones that they do outside on New Year's?
Yes.
Oh, they're so good.
There
love
was
that job.
one year where they versed the fire department.
Okay.
There was one year that they versed the fire department. I was the coach of the fire department team because I was in a wheelchair, and they said that year they were playing because of me. So
Oh my
so
god.
yeah, I also got a signed autograph hockey stick.
That's I might have been
Yeah.
in it. I didn't get into a signed autograph. I am a big fan of Dave Matthews Band, and I do have a drumstick from a set. Yes,
Oh, nice.
that is like my treasured possession that I have. That is my very biggest treasured possession. I love it, and I still
Nice.
have it, and I know exactly where it is, and I know exactly at all times because Carter Buford, he was. Oh, it was just like that was like to meet the guys from Dave Matthews, and not only that, to be the nicest guys in the world. And like what everyone always says, never meet the person that you really admire and things like that, like whatever in the celebrity industry. These were the nicest guys in the world. Nicest guy. I'm like, I told them, like, I don't even know what I was thinking when I met Carter Buford, and I'm like, I said, hold on, don't go anywhere. And I ran to go get my friend, thinking, I don't know what I was thinking, like I'm thinking like a celebrity is going to stand there and wait for me. Yeah, right. So I grabbed my friend, I grabbed her, and I went, and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I just told a celebrity to wait. You're not going to wait for me. So we run back. He's still waiting. He's like, you told me to wait. I'm like, oh my God. So I grabbed my friend who was also a big fan. And so she got her picture taken with it. Like she could not believe that I ran into Carter Buford. She's like, what? Like, yeah. I'm like, yeah,
That's funny.
that was a great experience for me. But
Yeah,
I hate to cut this short, but I do have an appointment coming up soon, so I had to cut this off at 1. But look, I would love to have you up again. I think you're wonderful. I think you're great.
thank you.
So please come up again. I really enjoy. I think you have a lot to offer. So
Yeah, my hockey knowledge is through the roof.
my football knowledge is through the roof.
Okay.
Like I got the Eagles right now on, and see, I started.
Who are they playing tonight, by the way?
The Saints.
I rather have the Eagles win.
The Saints aren't bad though. Like I don't despise the Saints by no means. Like
I despise the Cowboys. That's the worst team. I hate the fan base.
High five right here. Woo-hoo-hoo. That's right. I totally agree with that.
They're the worst fans ever. It's like we are the best team ever. No, you're not. You haven't won Super Bowl since '93.
My cousin, like Dallas, and I'm like, where did our whole family is like all Eagles? I'm like, where did you come from and why? And my cousin,
It's worse when a family member is part of a different roots for a different team, but it's also bad when it's in the same division.
And it's Dallas, yeah, and it's Dallas, Texas, yeah. I know. I mean, I have nothing against Dallas, Texas. I just don't like the Cowboys as well.
Well,
I was brought up that way. Sorry.
That's fine.
It is in our football world. But please come back. I think you're great, and I think you got a lot. I think you're great. I really do.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I think you've been through quite a lot, and you're very positive. And you're the type of people, you and Gemma and, most of the people I have in my chat, I'm looking for positivity, not negativity.
Positivity.
You crack me up. I like you. I like you a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah.
Try to stay positive during your appointment, okay?
Oh
Yeah.
no, it's a massage, so it will definitely.
Oh, that's bogus. I never got one.
I have to get them for my condition because
Okay.
my back turns into cement. So yeah, so they.
That is not good.
Imagine imagine your back and someone pulling it out, pouring, and see. I got this analogy from the movie The Dirt. Like, it's a movie about Motley Crue. Okay. Never expected to cry during a Motley Crue movie, but when this guy described what ankylosing felt like, I cried because that was the best analogy I ever heard, where he said it was like someone pouring wet cement down your back and feeling it harden as it goes up. And that's exactly what it feels like. Yeah. So yeah,
Right.
I go to physical therapy twice a week now, and I go to a masseuse once a month to get things helped for me. So it works. It works. Yeah, I whatever to make things go, and then I could still keep doing mom and being mom and getting my kids, to and from school and their fun things that they have to do. That's all I care about is my family, my kids, and making sure everybody else is happy. Like, I guess as a mom, that's what you want to do, Hey, Brian St. John, how you doing, dude?
I'm not married, so I don't know. I'm still single, so.
I'm sure someone like yourself will definitely find someone.
Oh, I know that. That's obvious.
You've got
because I'm the man.
You have such an amazing personality. Really do. Really, really do.
All right.
I'm so glad.
Stay positive. Bye.
I look forward to seeing you again.
Oh, I will.
All right.
You will.
Yeah. Great.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye, Brian. Sorry, I'm signing off already. Been on here for a while. The Eagles are on, and I missed the goddamn Jets going over my house. I didn't expect them to go over at 12:15. I expected them to go over around 12:30, 12:45. So I'm sitting here waiting. I miss you, Lisa. Love you so much. You know that, though. Waiting to see these Jets go by because we heard them on Friday and that we knew it was going to be for this game. And damn it, I heard them go and I missed them completely. Damn Navy Jets. Darn it. All right. Happy Sunday to everyone. Sunday fun day. Enjoy. Ciao, Bella Nick. Ciao. Adios. Sayonara.